Chapter 121. Clutching her leg, Mia knew the man wasn't bluffing as she saw blood leaking in between her fingers. But her mind was struggling when she thought about taking off her pants in front of a strange man. In the face of life and death, Mia hesitated for a while and finally compromised to reality. She didn't want to die, let alone become disabled. Mia looked up at the masked man. Her face was turning into an embarrassing shade of red, her heart was pounding violently, her whole body wiggled awkwardly. Finally, she said faintly, "Okay, thank you." Alex nodded at her compliance. He squatted down, grabbed her pants with both hands, and tore it forcefully. Mia lowered her head and looked the other way. She sucked in a deep breath, her face was hot to touch, her heart almost escaped the rib cage due to the violent thumping. Alex was as calm as the lake. Seeing that the stab wound was on her left leg, he put his index and middle fingers together, aimed at the acupoints, and pressed on it hard. A hint of qigong transferred from his fingers into the injury. Alex focused his gaze at the wound and nowhere else. He was as fast as the bullet. After a few acupoints, the blood in the wound gradually stopped. According to the medical techniques illustrated in the tragedy book, he could easily heal Mia's injuries and reconnected her veins and tissues. He could even close the wound right there and then. But he didn't want to overwhelm her. He simply used his fingers as the acupuncture needles to stop her bleeding and healed her severed veins and muscles. She only needed to go to the hospital for superficial wounds and be discharged. Mia's heart was thumping nervously as the masked man worked on her injury. Surprisingly, after he tapped his fingers on her leg, the pain was reduced and the blood stopped, which made her extremely shocked. She didn't expect that ancient medicine, which her family thought was useless and futile, was more effective and efficient than modern medicine. "Okay, all done," Alex said flatly and stood up without a second glance. "Try to stand up and see." As suggested, Mia tried to stand up and was genuinely surprised as her legs had stopped bleeding. She lifted her blushing face and said timidly, "Since you don't want to tell me your name, can you at least give me a chance to repay your favor?" "No thanks," Alex said firmly. He didn't want to reveal himself. "But you saved me. If I can't even properly thank you, I'll owe you the favor forever," Mia said stubbornly. She took off a necklace from her neck and said, "This necklace was a gift from my grandpa at my coming-of-age party. You saved my life. I want to give it to you." In her palm was a platinum chain with a crystal-clear pink diamond inlaid on the pendant. Alex wanted to refuse the gift, but he felt a light qigong radiating on the pink diamond, so he changed his mind and accepted it. Then, he took off his jacket, tied it around her waist, and said, "I'm sorry for tearing off your pants just now. I've called the nearest hospital using your phone. The ambulance will arrive in a few minutes' time. You're safe now. I have something else to do, excuse me." Then, Alex turned and disappeared into the dense bushes without looking back. "Hey, wait," Mia shouted, but the man disappeared in her sight. At the moment, she heard the ambulance's siren ringing outside the park. She looked down at the jacket wrapping her waist and then at the direction in which the masked man disappeared, feeling lost and confused. Suddenly, she felt that the man looked very familiar when he turned around and left. She dug through her memory, trying to impose the image, and suddenly remembered that the figure looked exactly like the chairman. Is he the chairman of Diamond Group? Mia's heart skipped a beat. But she didn't get his name, nor did she see the man's look. How could she know that her guess was correct? Right at this moment, Mia found a gray-white pebble at the spot where the man had just squatted, the pebble with the words "calmness" and "money" on it.